For more on this as well, let's now go back to our political editor, Mzwandile Mbeje, who has spent most of the day at the Birchwood Hotel awaiting that announcement from the ANC president. Mzwai, of course, so we have now seen that press briefing, or rather the announcement there when it comes to the outcomes of the NEC meeting by the ANC. Any surprises for you?
Well, certainly not, Mbali. I think what they have actually done in the weeks, or rather in the days prior to this, was that they did give an indication, that is the ANC, that this for them would be the best possible route. Remember, we've never been here before since the dawn of democracy. And I think the last time we had the government of national unity was actually 1994. And then after that, so it's been the ANC as the dominant party. So clearly, we're back to where we started. And I think the ANC felt that being in this situation perhaps calls for something different than what everyone is thinking about. So in this instance, they have decided that they were going to invite all political parties to sit around the table for the common good of this country. And for me also, which came out very prominently in Bali, was that they repeatedly said, we accept the results that came out on Sunday, where the ANC was placed. Obviously, it's still the leading party in terms of the numbers, but it's at 40%, which is shy of 10.1% in terms of governing. And that, I think, has said something to the governing party that, you know what, you need to start engaging with others, and that's exactly what they are doing. This is quite interesting, and for South Africa, given that we are, relatively still a young democracy. So if something like this happens, it is obviously a shock to the system. We will be confused what to do. And I think for them, that was the best they could do. In fact, why Mbali, I think they decided to go this route, because there were many other options on the table. One of them was the Grand Coalition. So they could have easily gone with the DA, or they could have gone with parties like EFF, IFP, and the PA. But they decided that in the interest of the country, maybe let's just look at putting together the government of national unity. So why I'm saying perhaps they chose this option, because any other option of the coalition that they could have taken, I suspect would have had its own dynamics. We already heard that there was opposition to those who didn't want the ANC to go into the coalition with the DA. And similarly, you had people who were very opposed to the governing party going into the coalition with a party like EFF, for example. So all those dynamics, all those factors really informed the discussions of the NEC to say, you know what, let's look at what is in the best interest of this country, South Africa.
And Mzwai, the president of the ANC, they're also stressing the need for unity and for stability in the country, saying that, this was necessary and strategic, as well as to ensure that there is no chaos. And of course, one would say that they are trying to avoid what we've been seeing in our municipalities.
Absolutely. I think that example really has provided a very great lesson to this, because we have seen how unstable coalitions at local government have been. And in Johannesburg, and even in this metro, by the way, Mbali, in which I am, that is Ekurhuleni, we have seen so many mayors being changed. So it has happened in Tshwane, it has happened in Johannesburg, it has happened in Nelson Mandela. So clearly the coalitions at metro or at local level have provided perhaps a reason not necessarily to follow this way. Can you just imagine the kind of instability that would ensue if you were to have that kind of a situation at a national or provincial level? And in fact, what I also found interesting was that the approach that will be employed at a provincial level would follow what will be done at national level.